What's going on? What's up? What's happening? Friends and family and friends, welcome right back here to this week's edition of Grover Takeover. I am MT Aunt Grover. You know I am the Grover. Please remember that I need for you to like. I need for you to comment. I need for you to share like I tell you every week. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to subscribe for me and reach down and click that notification bell so that you're notified of all available content. Now, let me jump into this week's episode. I already gave you a little sneak peek and preview to let you know that this is our last episode of the season, so y'all better be ready, because I'm ready. Let's make sure we get it and we get it in good. I'm going to jump right into this week's episode, and I have to start off on a somber note. I am so tired of starting on the somber note because every week somebody is dead. But either way, this week it is comedian AJ Johnson. He passed away. We all are familiar with AJ Johnson. He was Ezel in Friday. He was in the movie I Got the Hookup, and he also was featured in the movie's Player Club and has had a long comedic career. Now, be clear that AJ Johnson passed away well over a month ago, but they are just within this last few days releasing that information and letting us know. The family has been very private. They have not let us know what is going on or what has happened. We do not know what he died from. We do know, however, that he was 56 years old. Not an old man, like I've been saying. We're losing a lot of people. Now, as private as the family was, they weren't so private when it came to the funds because they started to GoFundMe, and then the wife got on social media and on interviews to say, where's the love? Because apparently a lot of people were not donating to this GoFundMe that she started. Hey, maybe if you told us something was wrong with him, we got a chance to follow the process. Perhaps people would have been more apt to jump right in there. I don't know what that was about. It's sad. It's so much going on. Maybe we'll get more information later. Maybe she'll get more money to bury him. If that's the case, then I guess you'll cremate him and we'll move on with our lives. Either way, let's do something a lot more exciting and happy. Genie Mai, co-host of The Real, has announced that she and her husband JEEZY, we all know that she's married to JEEZY, young JEEZY, the rapper, and they have announced they're expecting their first child. Now, be clear that Genie and her first husband separated and then eventually divorced, a lot in part to the fact that he wanted children, she did not. Very, very soon after they parted ways, he married someone else, well, actually got someone else pregnant and then married her, and now has 2 children with her in a very short period of time. People have a lot to say. A lot of people are saying she's a hypocrite. A lot of people are saying, oh, why'd you put that man through that? Oh, you left the one man and went to the other, this, that, and the other. Hey, leave people alone. Stop telling people how to run their lives. This lady is entitled to change her mind, because that's the other side of it. A lot of people are saying that, she's entitled to change her mind. I feel like this. If I was your ex-husband and say I was sitting around lonely because we parted ways because of the fact that I wanted children, you didn't, and I hadn't found somebody else and hadn't moved on my life and got another family, and I find out you go and marry JEEZY and you're pregnant, they'd be looking for you. But see, this is not yet the case. If I was in the case that they're in, where I moved on and found somebody else, and then she changed her mind, then so be it. It is what it is. The lady's entitled to change her mind. She stated very clearly that in the time that she was with her first husband, she was not in the same mindset. She felt like she would mess up a child. A lot of you are out there messing up children, and maybe you should sit down and give thought before you just gap it and bust it wide open and start having all these children, because more than half, I was about to say half of you, but more than half of you have no business with children in the first place because you don't know how to act. And so then that means the children don't know how to act. I'm about to skirt because I don't want to sit around and hurt your feelings on my last episode and show here, especially when I got all these great things to talk about. Let's talk about the Emmy Awards, the 75th annual Emmy Awards. Award shows are back. I keep saying that because they keep having one right after the other. That's great because, we did not yeah, COVID, people aren't trying to be closed up in places, but they're following protocols. They're making sure people are vaccinated. They're keeping a certain amount of distancing, and people are wearing masks and things of these natures. But some people took a lot of offense with the fact that this year's Emmy Awards, there were more people of color nominated than there ever have been in the history of the Emmy Awards, but not so many people of color were winners. In fact, only 3. And this is my thing right here. Yeah, they can nominate whoever they want, but the thing is, people win. Like, were all of the people of color the best to win that category? Are we just saying that they deserved it because they are brown or yellow or not, aka not beige? I don't know. But the thing about it is, I feel like you can't just be like, oh, you nominated all these people of color, but you didn't give them anything. I mean, I don't know. Are we really out here pandering that we want it so bad that we want them to give it to us? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't deserve it. Maybe somebody deserved it more than the other. I can't speak to that. I can say in a lot of instances, I did feel that the people that won the awards deserved them and that they were the rightful winners. And I can't just because I'm brown say this person deserved it over that person because they're brown. That's not okay. But I do want to talk about the winners that we celebrated. Michaela Cole. She made history as the first African-American woman. I have to read this because I don't want to get it right. For writing a limited anthology series or movie for I May Hurt You. She dedicated her speech to survivors of sexual assault. She shared a word of advice for writers saying, write the tale that scares you, that makes you feel uncomfortable. She was basically saying, that's the process she followed. She wrote something that made her very, very, very uncomfortable, and look at where it got her. RuPaul. We all know RuPaul is a world famous drag queen. Been around since the beginning of time. Hell, when I was a small child, I guess, just being a child and being sheltered, I just thought that RuPaul was a really, 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 really tall woman. I did not know RuPaul was a man until I was probably a man myself. I think I was, I'm pretty sure if I wasn't a grown-up, I was close to being a grown-up before I ever really realized that RuPaul was not a woman. But either way, RuPaul has the show RuPaul's Drag Race where other drag queens come and compete. And this show has been on for several seasons. I think they're about to go into season 14. It's got all types of spin-offs and such. But either way, RuPaul is a 16-time nominee and 11-time winner for Outstanding Host for Outstanding Unstructured Reality Program. What that means is by unstructured, unscripted, that's why shows like Love and Hip Hop don't win and things of that nature. So this is an actual reality show where actual reality is happening instead of scripted reality. But either way, this win of 11 times makes RuPaul the most awarded person of color in the history of the Emmys. I mean, you can't hate on that. You might hate on what RuPaul does and what he stands for and the ways he has paved for so many different people that so many of us don't understand and so many people don't want to understand and so many people are not trying to understand. But either way, history making makes no difference what you think, none whatsoever. Debbie Allen was awarded the equivalent of the Emmys Lifetime Achievement. So after 50 years of her career doing what she does, Debbie Allen is a very successful choreographer. Has been for, of course, like I just said, for 50 years. She is the younger sister of Felicia Rashad. Felicia Ayers Allen Rashad. We all know that Felicia Rashad was Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. But either way, this is not about Felicia. This is all about Debbie. Debbie was given this award and very deserving. She deserved it. She did an amazing, wonderful speech. She looked good while she was doing it. And I have to also talk about that the show opened with very surprisingly, with a tribute to fallen rapper slash DJ Biz Markie. Biz Markie had a great and incredible career, but he wasn't known for anything Emmy worthy besides his music. Now, I do recall, I believe that his song Just a Friend was nominated for an Emmy but did not win 1,000 years ago. But either way, they did a wonderful, wonderful tribute to him, and it was great. A lot of people really were not feeling the Emmys and what they stood for. I feel like a lot of us as people of color just were mad because you wanted the people of color to win. I mean, they didn't. All those great nominations were good, though. Skirting right along to my last topic. I have to talk about something near and dear to my heart on this last episode of the season. And that is the fact I've been holding this for this episode. A few weeks ago, they began to release and stream the music catalog of late singer Aaliyah. We all know that Aaliyah passed away some 20 years ago, and she perished in a plane crash right at the height of her career. She was the Beyonce of the late 90s and early 2000s. She was Beyonce before Beyonce was Beyonce. It is a known fact that had she lived, the entire trajectory of music would have been different. When she passed away, because she was such a forward artist and such a front runner, and she was becoming this icon, that it changed the face of music with her dying and passing away. And I'm going to say this, we all know I give my opinions about a lot of things, and coming out of the music industry and kind of knowing a little bit about what I'm talking about, I will say this. I know for a fact that if Aaliyah had lived, music would be different as a whole, because there would not have been a place for a lot of artists. We may not know artists like Ashanti and Sierra so well. We may not know a Keisha Cole very well. Beyonce might very well still be the lead singer of Destiny's Child. Like, there's a lot of things that would have been different had she lived. She had this incredible and insane budding acting career that was taking off. And, you know, a lot of these roles were left empty and had to be replaced with other artists. And there were movies that were planned for her years and years in advance. A lot of people don't even realize that she was slated to play the character that was played by Jordan Sparks in the Sparkle remake movie with Whitney Houston. And that was years and years after she passed away. She was starring in Queen of the Damned, and they had to go back and find ways to edit together and finish the movie, and had her brother, who had a same speaking tone as her, to go back and even do her voice dubs for the movie. Her part in The Matrix was replaced by Nona Gay. Like, basically, this caused a complete cultural shift in entertainment when she passed away. But neither way, with her music being released now to streaming, she is the first female artist, the second female artist in 2021 to have 2 albums to debut at #1, and that was next to Taylor Swift. These albums are respectively 25 and 20 years old, and they still charted. Everybody showed up. They showed their support. They reminded us just what she was, what kind of icon she was. We also know that with all of the things that are being said and that are coming out about in the R. Kelly scandals, that she's been talked about a lot. With that happening, Dame Dash, who was her boyfriend at the time of her passing, he has come forward, and he is talking a lot more when she has not in 20 years really said much of anything. But he's talking more now, and out of respect for her, he is limited in what he says, but he's spoken about how he knew about the things that happened to her. He discussed it with her. He said they discussed it in length to the point of pain and crying, and until it got to the point that she literally told him, I do not want to talk about this anymore. I want to heal from it, and I want to move on with my life, and I want to move on with my life with you. I thought, he was speaking on an interview with Entertainment Tonight, and though I'm not an emotional person, I actually started to catch myself welling up with tears and getting a little emotional, because I could be clear that Damon Dash is a hardened thug. Always has been. It does not matter how much money he has, but You could feel the emotion and you could feel the raw intensity and the realness. And we all know that he was very, very emotional when Aaliyah passed away. We saw him at the funeral. We saw videos and clips of it. And I feel like having to relive this and rehash it, he even said it himself, is very painful, and that's why he has not spoken about it very often over the years. But with all of this, I don't want to do it on a dampering thing. Like, we all know that R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was only 15 years old. She didn't know what she was doing. He knew clearly what he was doing. That's why he's about to get put under a jail, and they're going to build a jail on top of that jail, and then you're going to go and burn it. I'm not even going to continue with that. What I am going to continue with is this. I have to thank every single one of my viewers that have watched me, not just first season, but that have stuck with me through the second season. This is 15 episodes that I've done. It took me 3 months to get this accomplished. And a lot of people don't realize the time and the effort and the energy that it takes to put in this. Right. So the admiration, the respect, the comments, everything that you guys say to keep me going and keep pushing me forward, I thank you for that. I'm going to keep right on doing this, and be clear, I'm coming right back. Very soon you're going to be introduced to a new platform. You're going to be watching Grover Takeover in a whole new light. You're still going to get this, what we're doing right now, but we're going to switch it up. I'm going to do things a little bit different. Remember that I need for you to like, for you to comment, for you to share. Click, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and click that notification bell, because there's going to be more available content for you to view. Just because this is the last show of the season does not mean that this is the end. It's actually the start of a new beginning. I cannot wait for you to see what I have planned for you for season 3. All you got to do is hang in there for a few weeks. I love you. You know I love you, but remember that I need for you to have a good day, to have a good night, and to have a good life, and to tune in to Grover Takeover, and I'm going to unveil a new platform for you where you're going to see a lot more things that you probably did not want. I'm about to do things real big, y'all. I just want you to know it.